Louisiana's ongoing insurance crisis is dealing a double blow to many homeowners faced with rising rates for both property and flood insurance. Meanwhile, countless others are struggling to find and afford coverage. Some relief is on the way with insurance reforms recently passed by the Louisiana Legislature and efforts in Congress to curb flood insurance premiums. Here's more.
Jim Starnes and his wife have lived in their Mandeville home for 18 years. It was supposed to be their forever home until premium hikes for property and flood insurance left them struggling to find and afford coverage.
Never wanted to leave. When she saw how the premiums were increasing, she said, we're going to move in 3 years. So she's leaving the beloved Louisiana is what she wants to do. And that's sad.
Several devastating hurricanes in recent history have left insurance companies struggling to pay claims. Many insurers have quit writing policies and others have gone into liquidation, leaving few options for consumers.
The insurance company that we had pulled out of the state. And when they did that, nobody was writing insurance south of I-12. We're a mile south of I-12. So the only insurance we could get was LA Citizens, which was a very expensive policy.
The Louisiana Citizens Property Insurance Corporation is run by the state of Louisiana as a property insurance plan of last resort. Thousands of Louisiana property owners have been forced into the program after insurance companies quit writing policies or went out of business.
Consumers need to be savvy that you get what you pay for. So if you make a lot of claims, the law in Louisiana allows an insurance company to drop you from coverage to say, we no longer want to be on this risk.
Attorney Shannon Howard Eldridge represents 2 insurance companies forced into liquidation.
Because of the number of claims, they couldn't bear the burden, financial burden of that. I've seen clients having to pay premiums sometimes twice what they paid last year just to keep their coverage.
So this year, LA Citizens increased my policy 74%, skyrocketed. Because of that, when my mortgage company paid that policy, now my escrow is way, way short. Not only are they charging me for the escrow that they paid, but now the reserve that they want to hold has increased. So my home payment was going to go up probably about 30%.
And I dare say literally thousands are going to turn in the keys to their homes in coastal parishes.
The property insurance price hikes, coupled with rising flood insurance rates, equate to a double whammy for property owners. Jim says his private flood insurance premium went up 20% after the company informed him of a change in his flood risk rating.
So are you now with the National Flood Insurance Program?
I did have to go with that, and that was probably another $400 increase to go with them.
Flood insurance policies can be purchased through private insurers or the National Flood Insurance Program, which recently raised rates due to a new risk rating system.
Rating 2.0. This was a mistake. This was made. This is injured American citizens, and yet it was debated in good faith and passed by Congress. They thought they were doing the right thing, you see.
Representative Clay Higgins co-authored the National Flood Insurance Program Reauthorization Act of 2023 to cap rate hikes on the federal flood insurance program.
And this bill caps annual increases at 9%, which I would argue is too much. You understand? I mean, it's better than 15 or 18%. The struggle now becomes getting the word out amongst our colleagues and getting some traction in committees in the House and the Senate so that we can ultimately sign this bill into law and help Louisiana citizens and Americans across the country that require NFIP assistance.
At the state level, Louisiana is trying to incentivize property insurance companies to write more policies with a grant program called the Insure Louisiana Incentive Program.
We got 8 companies interested in applying and distributed 42 of the 45 million that was made available to those 8 companies to write new business, a factor of the amount of the grant they got. If they got a $10 million grant, they had to put up $10 million of matching funds in an escrow account and then write twice that combined amount in new premium in Louisiana.
The goal is to get more Louisiana property owners out of the Citizens Plan by helping them find traditional insurance coverage, lessening the burden on the state plan. Other insurance reforms attempting to stabilize the state's insurance industry? House Bill 183, which prohibits the assignment of benefits between policyholders and repair service providers, such as roofers and contractors.
So that would prevent, for example, a contractor or someone holding themselves out to be a public adjuster from knocking on your door and getting the right to be paid under your policy with or without your knowledge. So it is a good development to protect the insureds of the state.
Over the past few years, Jim has tried to piecemeal a patchwork of insurance coverage and says it's becoming an all-consuming job dealing with fluctuating price hikes and fickle insurance companies.
I feel like I'm being bullied to a degree.
Unfortunately, in the last few years, we've had several severe storms with extensive damage and a lot of expensive claims. And I think over time, if we're lucky enough not to have another bad year or a bad few years, things will get better for us, but it's going to take time.
Most homeowners' insurance policies do not cover flood damage, so it's up to the homeowner to purchase a separate flood insurance policy. Now, to learn more about federal flood insurance, go to www.floodsmart.gov.